So I'm Reverend Todd Speed. I've been at the church for over 9 years now. It's been a wonderful 9 years, and we have accomplished many things for the sake of the mission of this congregation.
My name is Clark Simmons, and I've been at the Decatur Presbyterian Church for a little over 4 years now. I believe that this capital campaign and what we're planning on doing with these buildings that have been given to us by past generations will help lead the Decatur Presbyterian Church into the next 200 years of our life.
My name is Neil Davies. I suppose I'm a long-term member of Decatur Presbyterian Church. I've been a member here since the late 80s. Our church, as you know, was founded in 1825, and in less than 9 years we'll celebrate our 200th anniversary. So it's an exciting time in the history of the church.
I'm Carolyn Brooks and have been a member of this church for about 30 years.
I'm Jack Brooks, otherwise known as Carolyn's son, and born and raised here in Decatur. And being on the square in Decatur here, there's a real opportunity for Decatur Presbyterian to make a difference in Decatur.
My name's Bo King. I am a federal defender in Atlanta, and I have been with the church for about 12 years now. What I think is most exciting about our church is the opportunity that we have. We're in the center of this dynamic, expanding city. And as the city grows, the needs that we and churches are uniquely situated to fulfill are growing too. But we have to grow to meet those needs. We have this beautiful building that nonetheless is no longer situated to be a 21st century church.
In the early stages of the planning process, we realized that there are certain barriers of our building that hinder our ministry. One of the goals of this campaign is to remove some of those barriers by making the building more hospitable and accessible.
I'm Bill Jackson, and it's been a privilege to be a member of this church for over 75 years. As far as the church plan is concerned, it is outdated, and I'll look forward to the capital campaign and bringing it up to date. It's served us well, but it certainly needs to be changed.
One of the things we're most excited about with this plan is this main corridor that's going to go from the Sanctuary building through the McGahee building and into the Bradley building. It will connect with the corridor, the entrance corridor at the Church Street entrance, where there will be a reception area, and all the buildings will be more intimately connected with restrooms and an elevator right there connecting all 3 floors. We're very excited about how this is going to transform the way that people interact inside the building.
I'm Eleanor Cook. This is my husband, Les, and I was born in this church. The sanctuary is beautiful. It was originally built in 1952, and the wiring is that old.
These wonderful old buildings are just that. They are old and somewhat dated. And we needed to take a very close look at what needed to happen to protect our buildings and preserve them for generations to come.
The building is our greatest tool for ministry, and we have the opportunity right now to reshape it to meet these needs.
But Threshold Ministry is very close to my heart. We have to remember that there are a lot of people in the Decatur area that are homeless and that are hungry.
What we could do in expanding Sycamore House to actually provide some of the services for people who are poor, who are hungry, who are in need of assistance. Again, the fundamental mission that we have is to serve people with those struggles.
A better facility for Threshold where it's better accessible. We're running Threshold out of the guts of the church, deep inside the church with a lot of other stuff going on, and I just think for people coming off the street that I think the access and of a facility, and we've talked about the addition of a place to take a shower, maybe wash some clothes, would just have a huge impact.
The third major focus of the campaign is ministries with children and youth. Our staff is doing a fantastic job, along with dedicated lay leaders, to inspire and encourage these ministries. We need our buildings to not hinder these ministries in any ways, but to help them do their ministries well.
My name is Jamie Butcher, and I'm the Director of Children's Ministry at Decatur Presbyterian Church. For children's ministry, this capital campaign will do amazing things.
The thing about the campaign I'm most excited about is the designated space for children's ministry. One of the first things that drew me to Decatur Church was there was always a time in the service for children. There was always a children's moment. And I've seen through the demographics here in Decatur of all the young families And when young families come, they maybe have to go 4 to 5 different places to know where to put a baby, where to put a 3 or 4-year-old. So it's a wonderful space that we're going to have just for our children.
We have 3 daughters, and this church has been wonderful for them. But bringing them to Sunday school or any church event typically means dropping each one of them off at a different location, crossing several streets, navigating several hallways. You get your aerobic exercise in just dropping your children off. The idea of having, again, this warm, welcoming reception area where we can walk in, we can bring our children to the wonderful child care workers here, we can know where they are, we can know where to go to get them. That is a massive comfort.
My name is Allison Schaaf, and I am the Associate Pastor for Youth and Their Families here at DPC. I'm pretty excited about the upcoming capital campaign because, for one, it means a improved and renovated youth space that will give us more room to do all of the different worship and fellowship and service and recreational activities that we do on a weekly basis. I hope that in whatever way that you have been touched by the ministries and the people at Decatur Pres, that you might feel energized and excited about contributing and being a part of this capital campaign.
Having lost a son and a husband while a member of this church in the last 10 years, this church engulfed me and my family in love and caring that I will always remember and be grateful for. It's such a caring, loving group of people.
There is a warmth and a love amongst the members of the church in this church that I have just never felt in any other church of which I've been a part.
I won't forget that first year that I came to the Decatur Church, that my father died, and this community and our pastors and the staff warmly wrapped their arms around me.
Well, as you go through life, you go through certain stages, and some happy, some sad. The church has been a rock as far as my faith is concerned, both in times of joy and in times of sadness. It's after the loss of one of our children that being away from the church for a week or so and not knowing what the feeling would be like when I walked in this church and walked into this sanctuary, that it was a very moving time, and actually could feel the presence of the Holy Spirit, and it just comforted me, and it was just good to be back home.
I was a 27-year-old woman with a 2-year-old whose granddaddy had just died. And I came to church on Sunday morning after the funeral on Saturday. And I found myself in the middle of one of the hymns just boo-hooing. And my Sunday school teacher from the 6th grade was sitting in front of me. Her name was Dorothy Lockhart. And she turned around and she hugged me. And at the end of the church service, she said, "What better place to bring your grief than this sanctuary and this church?" And so I think in the world that we live in today, just having the support of all the people in the church is the people. It's not the building, but the building makes it possible for the people to come together.
It's exciting to be able to give to this campaign. It's important to be able to give to this campaign. And the reason is not just for me or for children's ministry or for you, whatever you love about Decatur Presbyterian Church. I really see it as a way to, let's say, increase the footprint, to have more outreach and more hospitality to the community.
You can write a check to a lot of organizations and they will do maybe one thing very well. You can support this church for generations who'll be doing things well beyond the ability of any one individual or any one organization to accomplish.
So this is a unique opportunity, a capital campaign. You get to know exactly where your money is going. There's blueprints, there's a construction schedule, and you get to see exactly what the end goals are for your contribution.
Thank you for all the ways that you support the mission of Decatur Presbyterian Church. Thank you for supporting our staff and our daily work. Thank you for supporting our mission, which goes throughout the world. Thank you for showing up and giving your time and energy to make possible these ministries. We are very excited about the future of Decatur Presbyterian Church, and I'm glad that you're a part of it.